I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. Hooked on a feeling, high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay a victim if I can for sure. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling, and I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling, and I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah,
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay a victim if I can for sure. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on.
And welcome in on InlandValleyBaseball.com. Dave Soberai alongside Jeremy Hunter. So glad to bring you all the action from today's Sunset Baseball League matchup between the Inland Valley Pirates and the Arroyo Seco Saints. This is the second time in a row these two teams are doing battle. After the Pirates won at Brookside last night, Jackie Robinson Field, 13-9. It was a slugfest. And, of course, the Pirates coming on top, although the Pirates actually had a 10-3 lead in that game, and it got a little bit nerve-wracking as the score was cut down to 11-9 at one point before the Pirates got a couple of insurance runs to win by that 13-9 margin. Couple guys, well, obviously when you score 13 runs, a lot of guys excelling offensively in that game, but a couple of the standouts for sure were Nolan Luzzi, who went 5 for 5 with 4 runs scored, and Brennan McKenzie, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, and 1 bomb, clearing the left field fence. So that's 2 of the biggest standouts, as we mentioned. And obviously, when you score 13 runs in a game, I think you got a lot of guys who are doing well. And like we said, some of the other guys were Jonathan DeMarte, who finished 2 for 3 with 3 runs and an RBI. Alec Patron finished with 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. And so like we said, a number of Pirates enjoying a lot of success yesterday against this same Arroyo Seco Saint team. So the Pirates at the moment have lifted their conference record to 8-7. But this is definitely the meat of the schedule right here, starting yesterday, really. When the Pirates played yesterday, I mean, wow. Over the next 9 days, they would have 10 league games. So more than 1 game per day. 3 doubleheaders coming up. And one of them is tomorrow, which will be live on our air that you will see here on InlandValleyBaseball.com, of course. So both of those games will be live. We'll do the split doubleheader. Jeremy will call one of the games completely, and I will call the other. So you'll get to enjoy both of our voices, one at a time. Here today, you'll get to hear both of us at the same time, as I will start off with the game, and Jeremy will go for the middle innings, and I'll come back towards the end of the game. And we should have, obviously play-by-play in color, although it'll be a little bit challenging just because we got the color guy also on the scoreboard duty here today. So double duty is what the color guy will have to pull. But it's nothing that we can't handle, of course, as if nothing else, you learn working in the summer collegiate leagues, you have to be very versatile and you have to do a lot of different things.
Quite frankly, it's nothing we haven't handled before.
And so Jeremy, he's a jack of all trades. He can get it done. So, too, actually, really is the starting pitcher on the mound for the Inland Valley Pirates, who really, you looked at him and he was making, his all-conference team basically as a designated hitter. And this summer, he knew always that he could pitch, and he wanted to work on it. And here he is for the Pirates, one of the really best starters on the team.
Absolutely. We recognized as a Sunset League All-Star this year. He on the mound as well as with the bat, too.
And, of course, how well he's done this summer got him that visit to Georgetown College. I shouldn't say visit. That's where he's going to be attending next season with Georgetown. First pitch in there, strike 1, 0-1 the count. For Breon Barron, working against Lowell Shipper, the leadoff hitter in right field. This is what the Saints lineup looks like following Shipper. It'll be Aldridge, Roos, Conant, the designated hitter, Thompson, Warren, Hammerstein. Swinging a foul tip into the mitt, and it's 0-2. Fernando Rosales, Cole Pilar, and Dylan Hirsch round out the starting lineup for the Arroyo Seco Saints. We'll give you the starting defense following this next pitch from Breon. Breon working out of the windup. Leg kick, and here comes the 0-2. Grounded up the middle, and the shortstop, Patron, gloves it and comes up throwing on the 360, but won't be able to beat it there in time. So it'll be an infield base hit here for Lowell Shipper. This is what the defense looks like. It's Cooper, Luzzi, and Wright going left to right across the outfield. Left to right across the infield, DeMarte, Patron, Glass, and Bryant. Vargas is the catcher for the Arroyo Seco Saints. So the Saints get a leadoff base hit. It's an infield base hit up the middle after a 0-2 count. And up comes Chase Aldridge. Aldridge, a very intelligent player, going to Harvard University. First pitch, just misses, ball 1. 1-0 the count to number 1-0 on the Arroyo Seco Saints. So the Saints wearing their blue jerseys, kind of the white trim and lettering and numbers, where the Pirates have, of course, in their customary red shirts, black lettering and numbers. Here's the pitch. Called a strike, and it's 1-1, just for good measure. I guess Alberto Vargas making the throw down to second base, as we saw the runner at first kind of bluff there.
Got some cheers from his teammates in the dugout. It's a nice throw.
Demonstrating some arm strength there for sure was Vargas. Barron working out of the stretch, of course, with the runner on first here in the top of the first inning, just underway from Cal Poly Pomona. The runner goes, grounded through the right side. It was a hit and run to perfection as rounding second and headed to third. The throw, ooh, that was a tough play for DeMarte to block that one and make sure it didn't get past him. Otherwise, the Saints would have had a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that ball coming in just as the run, same time as the runner. So good concentration by DeMarte. Focus on the ball right there. Nice throw out there by Hayden Wright as well.
So runners on the corners, no outs. Top of the first inning. Barron in a little bit of a jam here. Obviously, still a lot of baseball to be played, though, but wouldn't be bad if you potentially came through with maybe a ground ball and got a double play and kind of kept this inning moving along. Breon Barron on the season, 19 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, 8 walks for the Pirates. And really, like we said, he's been very good most of the season. It was just that one outing against the Sentinels, which is actually the other Arroyo Seco team, where it was really, really tough for him, to say the least. As a lot of balls just being hit on the ground, but just not to the fielders. And it wound up being 8 or 9 runs in that inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Barron. Fastball up, ball 1. 1-1 the count to Spencer Rouse. So Shipper is at third. He had a single. And at first base is Aldridge, also with a single to right field. Runner at third, breaking down the line. Ground ball left side. DeMarte is going to have a play at the plate. And it almost pulled the catcher off. Vargas now chasing down. Who's home? Who's at home? It's Barron. And Barron's finally going to make the tag. For a second, I was hoping, obviously willing Barron to get to home plate just because Vargas vacated the premises and there was nobody there, but he ends up getting the play. And so an adventurous first out here as both runners now in scoring position with 1 out in the top of the first inning.
Score that 5-2-6-1 on the putout.
Not your typical fielder's choice, for sure.
Good heads up by the runners as well, moving up. And also the runner at third, Shipper, for staying in the rundown long enough to get the runners to second and third scoring position.
Here's Jeremy Conant, the designated hitter, with 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch swinging, weak ground ball to the shortstop Patron, who throws him out, but it'll be an RBI ground out and a 1-0 lead for the Saints here in the top of the first inning.
And that's where that play earlier by Shipper staying in that rundown comes into play, is that now you score a run there, and now you have a runner at third with 2 outs.
Up comes Trevor Thompson. Thompson was an SBL All-Star. I mean, you look at the lineup, and really a number of these guys were SBL All-Stars for the Saints. Get a little bit of a wind gust here at Scalino's Field. Not too bad, as you know, most of the summer we've faced scorching temperatures, so it's always a welcome sight when you get a little bit of a breeze. First pitch in there for strike 1, and the count is 0-1 to Trevor Thompson. Barron checks the runner at third. Breaking pitch lifted in foul territory down the first base line, but out of play. And so that'll fall to the ground for a strike here as Barron heads back to the mound. Spencer Rouse, he's at third base, and of course at the plate, Trevor Thompson from the University of Hartford. Barron, prior to, well, he hasn't, I guess, attended Georgetown College, but prior to making that decision to go to Georgetown College, went to San Bernardino Valley. Once again, the runner at third trying to get in the head of the pitcher, and that time actually made Barron step off the mound. Hometown of Hemet, went to Tockwitz High School. did Breon Barron. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. And it'll be a 2-strike count here for Trevor Thompson. So Trevor Thompson working against Breon Barron. Pirates falling behind 1-0 here in the top of the first inning at Scalinos Field. Cal Poly Pomona. Dave Silveria and Jeremy Hunter, so glad you've joined us for Inland Valley Baseball. Barron comes set. Fly ball left center field. Going back towards the track and the wall is the center fielder Luzzi, and it drops in the gap for a stand-up double. The Saints take a 2-0 lead. So a stand-up RBI double for Trevor Thompson, and the Saints out to a good start here in the first inning.
That looked like a hanging breaking ball right there, and Thompson all over that pitch.
Here's Max Warren. He is the extra hitter today, batting .327 for the Saints out of Kenyon College in Ohio. Barron peering in at his catcher's signs. That, of course, Vargas likes what he sees and comes set. Fastball foul back for strike one, and the count is 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the first inning. Saints ahead by a score of 2-0. Saints getting 3 hits in the inning, 2 singles, and 1 double. Here's the pitch. Called a strike on the inside corner for called strike 2. And so now Barron ahead in the count, 0-2. Working against Max Warren as the runner at second base, Trevor Thompson, takes his lead. Trone kind of keeping him honest, keeping him on his toes. He's there a little bit as Barron looks back. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, down he goes. Side retired, but not before 2 runs come home to score on 3 hits by the Saints. And at the end of 1/2 inning, we have a 2-0 ball game. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com. Back as we head to the home half of the first inning. Dave Silveria alongside Jeremy Hunter bring you all the action of today's conference matchup between the Pirates and Saints. Unfortunately, the first half inning didn't go according to plans for the Pirates as the Saints plated 2 runs. Here's what the starting lineup looks like. From Jensen Torres, leading off at short is Alec Patron, followed by J.P. Hopkins, Alberto Vargas, and Jonathan DeMarte in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth will be Brennan McKenzie, leg kick in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 the count. Nolan Luzzi is batting sixth, followed by Jake Bryant, Kobe Glass, Hayden Wright, and Quinn Cooper. So that's what the starting 10 looks like for Jensen Torres. It's a little chopper hit in front of the catcher, and the catcher, Pilar, lets it bounce foul. And so now the count will be 0-2 to Patron. Left to right across the outfield, Rosales, Hirsch, and Shipper. Left to right across the infield, Hammerstein, Rouse, Aldridge, and Thompson. And we just mentioned it's Pilar, who is the man behind the plate, doing the catching duties for the starting pitcher, Ryan Williams, out of Howard. Right-handed pitcher, delivers the 0-2 pitch, high and away for ball one. And the count is 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Bottom of the first inning, still in the early stages here at Cal Poly Pomona. The 1-2. Ooh, overthrown in the dirt for ball 2. And the count is 2-2. Looks like Williams maybe lost a little bit of a handle there.
He's got that high leg kick. Brings him up all the way to his chest. Have a 3/4 delivery.
There's that 3/4 delivery like you just mentioned. 3-2 the count as the pitch misses low for a ball. Kind of a little bit unorthodox, I guess. Here's the 3-2. Lined over the head of the third baseman for a base hit by Patron. Patron's been doing it all season long, and now Patron's going to dig in for 2 after the left fielder bobbled it out there. So a big play there for the Pirates to get an extra base there. And just like that, Pirates have a man in scoring position in the very first inning. And like we said, I mean, he did hit it hard down the left field line, but certainly I think he would have stayed put at first if the left fielder didn't bobble it out there. Meanwhile, Williams checks back at second, nobody holding Patron on. First pitch, swing and a miss to J.P. Hopkins. J.P. Hopkins, second-year Inland Valley baseball player, of course, playing for the Bucks last season, one of the rare forms of a Buck jumping ship to the Pirates. J.P., 6'0", 195-pound right-handed hitter out of Mount Sac. He'll be a sophomore next season. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count is 0-2. Hopkins, hometown of Chino Hills, went to Chino Hills High School, where he's a first-team All-League selection. Meanwhile, Williams ahead in the count here, trying to find his first out of the game. Pirates trying to make at least a productive out, to say the least, as the pitch misses high and away for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Obviously, in this situation, it's still just the first inning with no outs and a runner on second base. When we talk about productive outs, we're talking about kind of one of those deep fly balls to the outfield, specifically in this situation, right field, maybe a ground ball to the right side of the infield to advance the runner. Pitch misses low and in for ball 2, and the count is 2-2 to J.P. Hopkins, who's hitting .278 on the season for the Pirates. 5 runs scored and a couple runs batted in. Definitely a guy with a lot of speed as well. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, down he goes. So that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. So Hopkins goes down swinging. And that'll bring up Alberto Vargas, the catcher. Vargas batting .261 on the season for the Pirates. Vargas followed by DeMarte and McKenzie. The heart of the order due up for the Pirates with a runner in scoring position. It's Alec Patron who led off the game with a base hit to left field. Williams comes set. Long look at second. Finally fires home. And it misses low and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Well, if nothing else, we know the Sunset League has been competitive all season long. And, of course, it's not going to change today or the rest of the season, where the Pirates have a number of games from now until next Sunday. This one's called a strike on the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. So sticks on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Patron taking his lead off second, and Vargas at the plate. Here's the 1-1. Just catches the outside corner. First strike 2. And now it's 1-2 to Vargas. Vargas, the junior to be, looking to find a home for his final 2 years of eligibility. Prior to those 2 seasons, of course, playing at Chaffey College. Breaking pitch misses low for ball 2. And the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Pirates trailing 2-0. Looking to get some runs back here immediately. Williams delivers. Line drive, base hit to left field, and that should be an extra base hit. Rounding third, coming home to score easily is Patron, and Vargas is in the second, and he's going to keep going. The throw to third base. Vargas sliding head first, and he's safe. The catcher for a triple to left field. And we say it like that just because, obviously, with catchers, normally they're not the most fleet of foot. But here, Vargas displaying that he has some jets, motoring around the bases, and now puts himself just 90 feet away from tying this game up as DeMarte steps up to the plate.
Rosales had a long way to run for that ball when he got there. It looked like he had some trouble finding it.
First pitch misses low for ball one. And the count is 1-0 to Jonathan DeMarte. Marte batting .253 on the season, 13 runs scored, 9 runs batted in. Would love nothing more than to get his 10th run batted in right here and tie this game up at 2 apiece. 2-0 the count now. DeMarte takes inside ball 3 and is 3-0. Well, clearly Jonathan DeMarte with a 3-ball count should be taking the whole way. And if you're the Saints, you do not want to see that next guy. Meanwhile, this is called strike one, and it's 3-1. As we mentioned in our pregame, Brennan McKenzie was 3 for 4 yesterday with a bomb. So certainly not a guy you want to see. 3-1 off the end of the bat. Vargas is not going to be able to score. Actually, the pitcher bobbled it for a second, and Williams recovers and throws out to Marte for the second out.
Good job by Williams not panicking there after that little stumble, knowing he had time to make the throw down to first, and he got DeMarte by a step.
Like we said, also at the top of our broadcast, these two teams put up 22 runs yesterday, and at the moment it looks like it's somewhat headed in a similar direction. Just, wild pitch, Vargas in the score, and it's tied 2 apiece. Like we were saying, though, at the moment, just based on the first inning, looks like you're going to be in store for another high-scoring affair between the Saints and Pirates. Of course, pitchers will have something to say by the end of this game as to whether or not it will continue to be that way. But for now, each team with 2 runs in the first inning. Here's a pitch to McKenzie. McKenzie, fly ball down the first base line, foul, and will not be playable for Thompson, the first baseman. Thompson racing after it, but couldn't get there in time. Like we said, it was Brennan McKenzie. Not just the 3 for 4 with a bomb, had 4 RBIs altogether in yesterday's game. On the season, McKenzie batting .370, the SBL All-Star, takes one off the left shoulder, and he will head down to first base after being hit by the pitch. And up comes Nolan Luzzi. Nolan Luzzi, another guy yesterday that had a big game. Nolan Luzzi was 5 for 5 with 4 runs scored in yesterday's game. So those 2 spots in the lineup, the number 5 guy who's on first base now, and this number 6 batter in Luzzi, a lot of production yesterday. The 1-1, blown away. Excuse me, that was the first pitch. So ball 1, 1-0 the count to Nolan Luzzi, the center fielder, batting .306 on the season. Actually, originally Luzzi was designated as the left fielder when the initial lineup was made. Fly ball down the left field line, may have just gotten a little bit underneath it, and yes, he did. And so that'll do it here for the bottom of the first inning. But an eventful first inning, to say the very least, as 4 total runs are scored, each team 2 apiece. And at the end of 1, it is a 2-2 tie at Scalinos Field. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com. welcome back after getting off to a quick start. Let's see if Breon Barron can kind of steady things out here in the top of the second inning. The score is 2 apiece, each team with 2 runs in that first inning. Barron working against Blake Hammerstein. If ever you had a name for a good hitter, Hammer, having the word hammer in your name, not bad. Strike 1, breaking pitch. Nothing and 1 the count to Blake Hammerstein, the third baseman out of Hofstra. Barron out of the windup. Here's the 0-1, up and in, ball 1. And the count is 1-1. So it'll be Hammerstein, followed by Rosales and Pilar. 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup, due up for the Saints. The 1-1, off the edge of the bat, foul towards the dugout of the Pirates. Didn't quite see who actually picked up that loose baseball from the Pirates. Actually, it was Charlie Verone. Verone. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down he goes, and that'll be the first out here in the top of the second inning. So 2 consecutive strikeouts now for Breon Barron. Actually got Max Warren to strike out to finish off that last inning, and then a strikeout here in the top of the second. This is Fernando Rosales out of Rio Hondo. He was an SBL All-Star this season for the Saints. First pitch, fastball swung on and missed, strike 1. Blown by the hitter. Pirates, so far, against the Saints this season, so good. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Nothing in 2 the count. This is getting back to kind of what Breon Barron does best on the mound here in the second inning. But so far, like we were saying, so good for the Pirates against the Saints this season. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss, blown by the hitter. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Barron. But this season, Pirates have won all 3 so far against the Saints. Of course, in Sunset League play, you play each team 5 times. So this is the 4th meeting. They will do battle one more time next week for a midweek game here at Cal Poly Pomona. And really, the reason that it's so big to get 3 wins against any team, fly ball left center field, and it hangs for a long time. And the left fielder, Cooper, will make the grab, side retired in order. But really quickly, kind of just to complete that story, the reason it's so important to win 3 games is because, well, for head-to-head purposes, once you look at playoff positioning, obviously, if you have the head-to-head, victory over the other team, that obviously can improve your stats when we look at the SBL playoffs. At the moment, obviously, Pirates are out in front by a couple games on the Saints, but still, it's not a bad thing to have in your back pocket just to know that you've beaten them 3 times already, and you've already won the season series. Obviously, now today, you're looking for more and beyond in that 5th game later down the road. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning in a 2-2 game. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com. Let's head to the bottom of 2 in a 2-2 game. Jake Bryant due up for the Pirates, followed by Kobe Glass and Caden Wright. 7, 8, and 9 due up. Actually, the exact same spot in the lineup that was due up in the previous half inning for the Saints. For the Pirates, obviously, though, hoping to fare a little bit better as Breon Barron retired all 3 in order. Swing and a miss by Jake Bryant. Barron striking out the first two batters he faced in that previous half inning, and then getting the final one to fly out to left. 2-1 the count now to Jake Bryant, who takes low. Bryant will be headed to the University of Redlands this fall. Here's the 2-1. Lined up the middle. Will it get through? No, it doesn't. A backhanded grab made by Aldridge, and the play can't be completed at first. Wow. Tough for Aldridge right there, because he made such a great play, showing off range, running to his backhanded side, throwing on the run away from first base, and for whatever reason, Thompson couldn't make the dig. And so that should go down as an infield base hit for the Pirates right here, as Jake Bryant reaches, and up comes Kobe Glass.
Definitely a tough play, but probably should have made the scoop over there first, definitely.
It's a pass ball, advancing 90 feet, is Jake Bryant in the scoring position. I agree. Just wondering, yeah, I would agree with that. I'd say the play was made at second. Really, that's where you would have had to have gotten the infield single from. And he got it there in plenty of time. And like you said, it was should have been a routine dig almost, as it kind of just bounced right into his mitt. But he wasn't able to handle it. Here's the pitch. The 1-0 lifted to right center field, and shallow right center at that. Aldridge will catch it for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Too bad, if you're the Pirates, that you didn't fly that one out just a little bit deeper, because you might have had the chance to advance the runner Bryant 90 more feet up to third and have a chance to basically score a run here without potentially even basically hitting the ball out of the infield. Obviously, you won't have that opportunity, as the pitch misses low for ball one. 1-0 the count to Hayden Wright. Hayden Wright, the right fielder at a Mount Sac. He'll be a sophomore there next season. Here's the 1-0. Line to shallow left field. Left fielder Rosales pretty much was played to perfection there. Took maybe one step back and then realized he was right there. And so that'll be the second out of the inning. Here's Quinn Cooper. Cooper in the number 10 spot in the lineup. Cooper looking to give the Pirates a lead in the bottom of the second inning in a 2-2 game. Go-ahead run is in scoring position. That's Jake Bryant, who takes his lead. Nobody holding him on. Pitch misses low and away for ball one. 1-0 the count. So at the plate, like we said, it's Quinn Cooper. And then we go back to the top of the lineup and Alec Patron. Here's the 1-0. Foul down the first base line, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of 2. Ryan Williams on the mound for the Saints. Of course, this is his second inning of work for Arroyo Seco. He comes set. Another long look back at second, but nobody holding on. Here's the 1-1. Lifted to shallow right field. Coming in and making the catch with the one-handed catch at that is Shipper, and the side is retired. At the end of 2, it remains a 2-2 game. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
You, with your words like knives and swords and weapons that you use against me, you have knocked me off my feet again, got me feeling like a nothing. You, with your voice like nails on a chalkboard, calling me out when I'm wounded. You, picking on the weaker man. Well, you can take me down with just one single blow, but you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
And welcome back as we head to the top of the third inning. Pirates and Saints tied at 2 apiece. Brian Barron back out for his third inning of work, and he will face 10-1 and 2 in the lineup. That would be Dylan Hirsch, followed by Lowell Shipper and Chase Aldridge. Here's Barron's first pitch. It's lifted foul down the first base line and out of play. And the count is 0-1. So Brian Barron, after a little bit of a tough start in the first inning, tired the side in order in the second inning, striking out 2 of the 3 guys. Fastball high and away. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Like we said, a lot of games to be played from yesterday through next Sunday. As the Sunset League regular season is winding down, but certainly the schedule is not necessarily winding down. Trying to bunt for a base hit was Hirsch, but he fouls it off for strike 2, and the count is now 1-2. I mean, certainly, like we said, from basically yesterday through next Sunday, that's probably the busiest 9-day stretch that the Pirates will have all season long. And if obviously they're able to navigate their way through it and end up finding a spot in the playoffs, then you wonder, almost like we talked about with so many games, how are they going to then navigate the playoffs, as those will start not this coming Tuesday, because obviously we mentioned the regular season is obviously going through next Sunday, but it will start the following Tuesday after that. So that's also something to keep an eye on, and also why some of these games you might weigh a little bit more importance on them. Here's the 1-2, bounce to the first baseman, who will step on the bag. That's Bryant for the 3 unassisted putout. And the 5th in a row now set down here by Brian Barron. The reason why, we say some of these games in conference might be a little bit more important is just for the fact that the arms, you're not worried about the position players, but the arms you're worried maybe a little bit about with all those games. You want to obviously have enough rest for them and to come with kind of your best options in that first semifinal series on Tuesday, as we mentioned, not this coming Tuesday, but the following. Of course, still a lot of baseball to be played. You still got to earn yourself into the playoffs, as the pitch is called a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1 to Lowell Shipper. Shipper's 1-for-1, had the infield base hit to lead off the game. It's a slow grounder up the middle. Up and in, ball 1. 1-1 the count to Shipper. Shipper tending Richmond. Shipper was actually named the SBL Hitter of the Week in a previous week this season. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2 called, 1-2 the count. Definitely had a good week that week. He went 5 for 11. 5 runs scored. Here's the 1-2 offering. Line to the left side, past the diving Patron for a base hit. And so that breaks that string there of 5 in a row retired by Barron. And up comes Chase Aldridge. Aldridge 1-for-1 with a single and a run scored. Scored the first run of the game in the first inning, as Aldridge lined it in the right field. And then, of course, like we saw, we had that rundown, that wild rundown that he ended up being able to get to third base on, and then scoring on an RBI groundout. Runner bluffs as it's fouled out of play over the dugout, and the count is 0-1 to Chase Aldridge.
We saw in that first inning they did the hit and run. You wonder if they might put a play on here with 1 out.
You're right. And it worked to perfection as he drove it through the 3-4 hole on the right side of the infield and advanced the runner to third base. Almost the same situation, although obviously now you have 1 out as opposed to none. Strike called here, though, and it's 0-2. So Barron ahead of Aldridge with the no balls, 2 strikes count, and 1 out in the top of the third inning. I always feel like it's a little bit easier maybe to do it with a left-handed hitter, a hit and run, although obviously the difference is you have the shortstop covering as opposed to a second baseman, but just naturally kind of pulling to the right side. Here's the 0-2 lined up the middle, And center fielder Luzzi comes in and makes the play off the bat, wondering if it was going to be a single. But Luzzi hadn't played to perfection, and it came in and made the two-handed grab for the second out for Breon Barron. So 2 down now in the top of the third inning as Spencer Rouse comes up to the plate. He is 0 for 1, but did reach on the fielder's choice that you called live. You had all the numbers because it was a rundown, and eventually it was the pitcher, Barron, making the tag. Runner goes. Oh, no, he bluffs again. And the pitch is actually outside ball 1, 1-0 the count. Saints have been kind of messing with the Pirates a little bit on the base pass, as haven't attempted to steal yet, but they've been bouncing over at first base and also at third, trying to kind of get in the peripheral view of Barron. Barron out of the stretch, taking a long look in at Vargas' signs and likes what he sees as he comes set for the 1-0 offering. Just outside, ball 2, 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, top of 3. You have the heart of the order up here, and Spencer Rouse, the number 3 hitter. And should he find a way to reach base, Jeremy Conant, the designated hitter, awaits on deck. Lowell Shipper takes his lead off first. Jake Bryant holding him on. Here's the 2-0. Foul back and out of play, and the count is now 2-1. Man, here at Scalinos Field, you know there's a parking lot adjacent to the baseball field, and people continue to risk it and continue to find large dents in their cars when they go back.
Last week we had a window casualty.
That was the worst, though, for sure. That thing just shattered. 2-1 the count for Barron. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Actually hits the batter. So now you got 2 runners on with 2 outs and the top of the third inning, and the cleanup hitter, Conant, to the plate. Conant's 0 for 1, but did have the RBI ground out in the first inning as the runners were on second and third with 1 out. And he did all really you need to do in that situation. Get the ball on the ground, score the run, and give your team a lead at that point, of course. Obviously, since then, well, actually, the Saints scored another run, and then the Pirates got 2 back. And so that's where we stand right now. 2-2 here in the top of the third inning. The Saints threatening again, though. But Barron does have 2 outs, so obviously the focus will just be with the hitter at the plate and Conant. First pitch, strike, and the count is 0-1. Breon Barron, for the most part today, though, really has been consistent and efficient as well. Hasn't fallen behind in too many counts. Actually, fell behind in that previous count where he ended up hitting the batter. But that really pretty much the only count for the most part where he has done that. Ground ball right side at the second baseman, Glass. Glass charging and flipping over to first, and the inning has ended. Nice job there by Kobe Glass cutting off the angle. And at the end of 2.5, it remains a 2-2 game. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com. And welcome back as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Apologize for that. First pitch called a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Patron. Looks like we were having some kind of staticky issues out there, so they look to have been resolved now. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Alec Patron, the second time today, with a base hit to left field. And time again, you can count on him to deliver, can't you? Here comes J.P. Hopkins. So, yes, we do appreciate you guys bearing with us. We also know that we lost the stream temporarily, very quickly. So, obviously, that was about 30 minutes ago. So, we apologize for that. But looks like we've resolved both issues now. Here's the pitch. Called the strike on the outside corner. And what in the world? Patron is safe. Patron steals second. And now Patron is going to go to the third. What in the world is going on out here? So it may have been a missed sign by the hitter, and it was probably a hit and run.
Definitely Patron took off way late on that pitch. Thought maybe it was a delay steal, but Williams was already delivering the ball before Patron took off and then stopped halfway. When he saw the ball skip past the second baseman, he tried to slide into second, and then another missed throw, and that allowed him to get to third.
Wow. So a broken play for the Pirates really ends up allowing Patron to go from basically being caught stolen to on third base. And look at Hopkins. Hopkins could be the benefactor here with the runner in scoring position, just 90 feet away from scoring. A little comebacker. Patron back to the bag. And good play there by Williams as he throws out Hopkins, and that'll be the first out. That ball could have just squeezed by the pitcher. Pirates would have had a lead. But like we said, Williams with the good cat-like reflexes on the one-hop, the comebacker, makes the grab, looks over at Patron to keep him at third, and then fires to first to get that first out. Here's Alberto Vargas. Vargas, 1 for 1, but it looks like he's going to be a 1 for 2 as he skies this one to the second baseman Aldrich. And that'll be the second out here. So tough right there for the Pirates with a runner on third base and no outs. Can't advance him. And now obviously there's 2 outs as Jonathan DeMarte steps up to the plate. DeMarte is 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher in his first plate appearance in the first inning. First pitch paints the black on the outside corner for strike 1. And the count is 0-1. To DeMarte. DeMarte, 6'1", 200-pound right-handed hitter out of Richmond University, hometown of Yorktown Heights, New York, and went to Lakeland High School in New York. Here's the pitch. The 0-1 in there for strike 2. And so DeMarte quickly falling behind 0-2 here to the pitcher Ryan Williams. So Ryan Williams trying to dance his way out of danger. The 0-2. Overthrown in the dirt. Good block there by Pilar. And if that ball gets by Pilar, the Pirates have a lead. Actually, that's how the Pirates scored their second run of the game, I should say. It was a wild pitch that allowed the runner Vargas to come home and score. Meanwhile, we'll have a little mound visit here by Pilar and his pitcher Ryan Williams. Jonathan DeMarte behind in the count 1-2 as Patron takes his lead off third and Williams comes set working out of the windup. Here's the 1-2, lifted foul and out of play, and the count remains 1-2 to Jonathan DeMarte. DeMarte at the plate, McKenzie on deck. Should DeMarte find a way to reach base? Here's the 1-2. Line drive, right field, but it hangs for too long as the right fielder Shipper is there. And the inning has come to an end. So after an eventful start, 4 runs being scored in the first inning, 2 by each team, it's kind of steadied out a little bit as the next 2 innings see goose eggs from both sides. That'll do it for the third inning. We'll head to the top of the fourth in a 2-2 game. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
Welcome back, sports fans. Jeremy Hunter on the call here, along with Dave Soberi. We join the action here in the top of inning number 4, as it'll be Trevor Thompson leading it off for the Saints against Breon Barron in his 4th inning of work. Trevor Thompson, Max Warren, and Blake Hammerstein due up here in the top of inning number 4. Barron, the windup and the delivery. That one skied foul back behind home plate, not a play. No balls, 1 strike. Thompson, 1 for 1 with an RBI double back in the 1st inning. Barron sets and delivers. Pitch misses high. Count even at a ball and a strike. Mentioned the Saints with 2 runs on top of the 1st. Pirates answered right back with 2. There's a swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mentioned all 4 runs coming in that 1st inning. Since then, though, both pitchers seem to have settled down, gotten into a rhythm. And time is called at the plate, as Thompson not quite ready. Digs back in now. Barron set and delivers. Swing and a miss, and down goes Thompson. 4th strikeout of the game for Barron. 1 out in the top of the 4th, and that'll bring up the extra hitter, Max Warren. Warren, the extra hitter in today's lineup. Of course, Sunset League, you're allowed 10 batters in your lineup. Left-handed batter awaits the first pitch and then misses high. 1 ball, no strikes.
You know what's interesting about the 10 hitters is that it goes that way the whole season, but then when you get to the playoffs, it's going to be 9. It's kind of a little bit of a wrinkle there. Just in the sense that you kind of follow one set of rules the whole season, and then obviously, I know Jensen kind of was, well, you know, he was thinking, I want to get another kid in the lineup for the playoffs as well.
Exactly, and that misses high, so now 3 balls, no strikes. Kind of adjust how the way you coach and the way you strategize. Obviously, you're so used to batting 10. That's 1 less at bat for the guys in the dugout. 3-0 delivery, and that misses high as well. Ball 4. Warren kind of stood at home plate for a while. Might have forgotten the count. But anyway, it's a 1-out walk to Max Warren. After that will be the 3rd baseman, Blake Hammerstein. Hammerstein struck out back in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Right-handed batter. Runner first leads. Breaking ball just misses low. 1 ball, no strike. Mention, kind of a breeze blowing in here at Scalino's Field. Not as hot as it's been the last couple of days. Pitch bounced in the dirt, but a great block there by Vargas to keep that in front. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Time is called as Vargas will go out and have a word with Barron. Might have gotten crossed up there. Might be just going over the signs once again. A lot of times when a catcher feels like he and the pitcher aren't on the same page, go out, have a chat. Sometimes they'll change up the signs too with the runner on second base, just to make sure the other team isn't picking up on them. Anyway, it's 2-0 to Hammerstein. Pitch misses high and away, and it's 3-0. It's now 7 straight pitches missing out of the zone for Barron. And he's missed high on about 6 of the 7. And that misses high too, ball 4. So back-to-back 4-pitch walks from Breon Barron, who, as we mentioned, had been settling down, been cruising the last 2 innings. Struck out the first batter, Thomas, but some reason has kind of lost the zone right here.
Yeah, I mean, those were the first 2 walks. I mean, he actually did hit a batter, but those are the first 2 walks he threw in the entire game, and on 8 consecutive pitches after, like you just said, I mean, he basically had stabilized the game after that first inning, and for the most part, kind of shut down the Saints for the next 2. And even the first batter here in this inning, obviously striking out the first batter in this inning.
It's a good job there by the pitching coach going out, having a chat. Probably telling him to finish his pitches. Usually when you're missing high, it's because you're not finishing and following through on your delivery. No doubt the pitching coach having a word with him about that. Regardless, it's runners at first and second with 1 out. And up to bat, the left fielder, Fernando Rosales. Rosales, Sunset League All-Star this year, struck out swinging in his first at-bat, 0 for 1. First pitch from Barron. Misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. It's now 9 consecutive out of the zone. And you got to figure with your Rosales at the plate, you got to leave that bound on your shoulder until he throws you a strike. And it won't be there as that one misses low as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Vargas saying, come on, me and you. As Barron tries to just find the glove right here. Checks the runners. 2-0 delivery. Just below the knees. Much better spot, though, there for Barron. As it's now 3-0 once again. Boy, it's tough when you're in this spot. That strike zone just seems to get smaller and smaller with every pitch. Here's the set. 3-0 pitch. And there's a strike. Rosales, of course, taken all the way right there. And you wonder, the coach, 3-1 count, if he's taken again right here. Probably not a bad idea. Just to see if he can get you 3 strikes in a row. And he's taken there, and it's ball 4. So Barron walked the bases loaded here in the 4th. After it started so well with the strikeout of Thompson, 3 consecutive walks here, seemingly out of nowhere. As I don't know, bring up Cole Pilar, the catcher, with the bases loaded and 1 out.
The corner infielder is going to play in, and then the middle infielder is obviously playing for 2. So still, you get a ground ball, and you can get out of this inning if you're Barron.
Setting the pitch. Strike right there for Cole Pilar. No balls, 1 strike. Barron taking a little too long, and Pilar calling for time. Top of the 4th inning, 2-2 tie, no balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pilar thinks about it, takes, but a strike 2 at the knees, breaking ball, and it's quickly 0-2. So after going 3-0 to the previous 3 hitters, he follows that up by going 0-2 to Cole Pilar. Set by Barron. And the 0-2 delivery. Pitch misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, the center fielder Dylan Hirsch. As the Saints trying to break this 2-2 tie. Good opportunity here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Pilar once again calling time. The cat and mouse game of pitching and hitting. 1-2 pitch. Misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barron, of course, nowhere to put Pilar right here. So he's got a challenge. He's got to come right after him. As a hitter, it gives you an advantage knowing pitcher's got to come with something over the plate. Here's the set. 2-2 pitch. And it's popped up on the infield. Glass under it, puts it away, and that's a huge out number 2. Big pitch right there by Barron, getting Pilar to pop up. And now bases remain loaded, now with 2 outs. And here's the 10th batter, the center fielder, Dylan Hirsch. Hirsch grounded out to first to lead off the 3rd inning. Comes up here with the bases loaded and 2 men out. Breaking ball, misses just inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hirsch, right-handed batter. As Barron steps off momentarily. Now he's ready. Barron holds the ball behind his right hip. Now he comes set. The 1-0 is lined foul off to the right, not a play. Count even at a ball and a strike. Saints with the bases loaded here, trying to break this 2-2 tie. Hirsch trying to come through with a clutch RBI base hit right here. The 1-1 offering. That's sliced foul off to the right, and it's 1-2. So after walking the bases loaded with 1 out, Barron now sits a strike away from potentially getting out of this jam. Barron looks in for a sign. He's set. 1-2 pitch. That's grounded weakly to third. Up with it is DeMarte. Throw to first, and Barron gets out of it. Rousing cheer from the crowd as Barron escapes trouble right there after walking the bases loaded with 1 out. Gets a pop-up and a ground out and escapes without any damage. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 3 men left. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Saints and Pirates are tied at 2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com. Welcome back, sports fans. Jeremy Hunter along with Dave Sobera here at Scalinos Field. Pirates and Saints in the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 2. Up to bat is the designated hitter, Brendan McKenzie, who skies this one out to center field. Ranging back is the center fielder, Rosario. He puts it away, and there's the first out. I want to make a correction in the top of the 4th inning. It's actually Tony Rosario coming into the game for Dylan Hirsch. We had Hirsch in the lineup batting 10th, but obviously not Dylan Hirsch, who was batting back in the top of the 4th inning. So apologizing to Tony Rosario as well as anyone of his family or friends listening on the broadcast. As it's 0-1 to Luzi, who takes just outside. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the inside corner, called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Williams, 4th inning of work right here. Getting up just to 2 runs on the 4 hits. There's a swing and a miss by Luzi. Ball bounces in the dirt. The throw down is in time. And it complete the strikeout, and there's 2 away. So 2 out in the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Jake Bryant. Bryant singled to lead off the second. He's left standing at second base. Pitch from Williams. Foul straight back, almost at our camera. No balls, 1 strike.
This is actually the first inning that the Pirates didn't get a leadoff base hit. You just mentioned that he had led off with a base hit in the second inning, and I was just thinking about that right now.
And there's a ball downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Absolutely right. The Pirates with at least 1 man on in the first 3 innings. That in danger right here is there's 2 outs. Yeah, 2-1 count and Jake Bryant. Williams set, delivers. That is grounded weakly to third. Scooping it up is the third baseman Hammerstein. He throws across the diamond, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates. That's another first as they go 1-2-3 for the first time in this game. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We head to the 5th inning. Saints and Pirates tied at 2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
4, 3, 2, 1. Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious.
Burgerlicious definition make them boys go loco. They want my treasure so they get the pleasures from my boats. You can see me, you can't squeeze me. I ain't easy, I ain't sleazy. I got reasons why I tease them. Boys just come and go like seasons. Burgerlicious, so delicious. But I ain't promiscuous. And if you were suspicious, all that is fictitious. I blow kisses. That puts them boys on rock. And they be lining down the block just to watch what I got. So delicious. It's hot, so delicious. I put them boys on rock, so delicious. They want a taste of what I got. Taste. Burgerlicious dip. Burgerlicious dip. Burgerlicious dip. Burgerlicious definition make them boys go crazy. They always claim they know me, coming to me, call me Stacy. I'm the F to the E, R-G, the I, the E.
Welcome back, sports fans. Galenos Field, the site, as the Saints and Pirates tied at 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Be Lowell Shipper to lead it off for the Saints against Breon Barron. Pitch. Ball misses down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Be Shipper, Aldrich, and Rouse at the top of the order here for the Saints in the top of the 5th. Delivery. Pitch misses low again. 2 balls, no strikes. Mentioned Barron, that tight wire act back in the top of the 4th inning, working out of a bases loaded jam. Delivers a strike in there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Shipper on the day, 2 for 2. 2 base hits. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm surprised it wasn't even a called strike there. It looked like a really good pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And there's a called strike 3 right there. Shipper did not like that call, but regardless, it's strike 3.
May not have liked the call, but he has to live with it. It's a pitch that you got to be able to protect the plate with if you're a hitter. I mean, it's pretty much built high. It may have been outside, but still it's a pitch you probably have to swing at with 2 strikes on you.
Absolutely. That's one of the first things you're taught as a youngster playing ball. Anything close with 2 strikes, you got to protect the plate. It's been kind of a lost art just in recent times as that ball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. I mean, of course, there's something for patience as well, and plate discipline. As that one is bunted foul by Aldridge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Say as a hitter, you never want to leave the call to the umpire. You always want it in your hands.
That's really a thing the Pirates, I think, have done a good job at most of this season. If you look at the other team for Inland Valley, the Bucks, sometimes they've left it up to the hands of the umpire, but the Pirates not so much.
Sticks on the board, the 1-1 pitch. That's Jenschalk inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Chase Aldridge. Sunset League All-Star. 1 for 2 on the day. He made a couple nice plays with the glove as well. That one is grounded to the second baseman, Glass. Glass up with it. On to first. Throws out the speedy Aldridge. And there's 2 away.
This is back to what he was looking like in the 2nd and 3rd innings, and even, I guess you'd say, in the 4th inning, just for that little hiccup. Maybe it was a big hiccup, but 3 consecutive walks. But other than those 3 consecutive walks, I mean, he's just been cruising since that 1st inning.
Absolutely, which was what made those 3 walks so odd. They seemingly came out of nowhere. As this is Spencer Rouse, takes a strike. And Barron doing what he's done for most of this game, getting ahead of batters. And it's no balls and 1 strike. There's a sky-high fly ball into deep right center field. Giving chase, and he won't get there as the right fielder, Hayden Wright, bobbles it for a second, but quickly up with it, and coasting into second with a double, Spencer Rouse. Rouse going the other way with that pitch. Flying into right center, so a 2-out double by Spencer Rouse. It's a runner at second with 2 out. For the designated hitter, Jeremy Conant. Conant thus far held quiet out of the cleanup spot. Grounded out twice, but did have an RBI. One of those ground outs producing a run. Here's a big swing and a miss by Conant. Big left-handed hitter with a big rip at that one. Possibly trying to break that tie right here. Slightly open stance for Conant. Here's a pitch. That one skied foul off to the left. Giving chase was DeMarte, but that'll get into the bullpen. It's quickly 0-2. Conant, left-handed batter. That's slightly open stance, actually a little more than slightly. Rests the bat on his shoulder. The 0-2 pitch. That is grounded to the right side, off the glove of Glass and into right field for a base hit. Coming around to score is Spencer Rouse, and it's an RBI base hit for Jeremy Conant. As the Saints break the tie, it's now a 3-2 ball game on a 2-out RBI hit from Jeremy Conant.
Yeah, it's tough for the Pirates just in the sense that you got the first 2 out and then a couple hits in a row, but what's tougher than that was it's a 0-2 pitch, and so you have a lot of different options to throw there, a lot of different waste or purpose pitches that you could use, and he ends up coming through with the base hit to give the Saints the lead.
Bunt attempt, and not a good one at that as Barron will pick it up, throw to first, just seeding it out. the runner Thompson at first base, and now goes an infield single. Has just like that 3 consecutive hits for the Saints here. Have them after Barron retired the first 2. And now runners at first and second for Max Warren. Going back to that hit by Conant, what made it even tougher as well is Kobe Glass actually got a glove on that ball, reached as far as he could, just wasn't able to get all the way through it. And there's a pitch that skips away from Vargas, and scooting up to second and third are the runners for that a pass ball.
Yeah, and to your point, you said it clipped off of Glass's glove. Obviously, as a competitor, you're trying to make the play for Glass, but you almost wonder, it was hit pretty hard. If it didn't deflect off the glove and, ricochet off that glove in the right field, would Hayden Wright have had an opportunity to make the play to the plate?
Yeah, that's a good point, possibly. Though as well, with the runner, with it being 2 outs, the runner on second did get a good jump off the bat, but definitely a hard hit ball right there. As Warren looking at a 1-0 count. Skies with some foul off to the left and out of play. One ball and 1 strike.
It's a big at-bat for both sides. Saints looking to open it up. Pirates trying to keep it just this one-run game.
Barron trying to limit the damage here. 1-1 offering. Nice block there by Vargas. That pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck, third baseman Blake Hammerstein. Warren on the day struck out and walked. Barron sets the 2-1 offering. That is grounded to the second baseman Glass. Glass sits down. He's up with it. Fires to first. And that'll end the inning. So the Saints do get 1 on the 2-out base hit by Jeremy Conant. 3 hits in the inning. Just a 1 run, no errors. And we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're halfway through. The Saints lead the Pirates 3-2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry.
Oh, baby, there ain't no mountain high
Enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough
to keep me from getting to you, baby. Remember the day I set you free? I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. Oh, baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
Ain't no valley low enough.
Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh, no, darling.
No wind, no rain, or winter's cold can stop me, baby.
No, no, baby.
'Cause you are
If you're ever in
my
trouble.
Welcome back, sports fans. Bottom of inning number 5. Jeremy Hunter along with Dave Soberi on the call here at Scalinos Field. Saints lead the Pirates 3-2 as Pirates look to answer back after the Saints scored a run back in the top of the 5th. Ryan Williams delivers outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Change for the Saints. Looks like Max Warren is now taking over behind the plate. Here's a pitch. That ball bounces away in the dirt. That's 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Williams into his 5th inning of work. Gave up the 2 runs on 3 hits back in the first inning. Since then, has settled down. Just 2 hits since. And that one's fouled straight back, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Both pitchers seemingly settled down here. And that one's fouled straight back, and the count is even at 2-2. Of course, saying that as Vargas slipped as he was retrieving that ball. He's all right, though. Checking on his cleats. There's a swing and a miss by Glass. And there's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Bring up the right fielder, Hayden Wright. Pirates trying to answer back after the Saints scored a run in the top half of their inning. It's an important inning for both the Pirates and the Saints. If you're the Pirates, you want to answer right back here. Get the momentum back on your side as Hayden Wright takes a strike. Conversely, if you're the Saints, after you score a run, you want what they call a shutdown inning to keep the momentum with you. As that one skied off to the right and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. That one bouncing right off the top of the storage unit. And it's 0-2 to Hayden Wright. Wright lined out to left back in the second inning, 0-for-1. Pitch bounces in the dirt. Bounces off the mask of Max Warren. Vargas out to retrieve it. On deck hitter Quinn Cooper. And 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Set by Williams. The pitch. That one's fouled back to the screen. Remains 1-2. Mentioning Ryan Williams, we talked about that delivery back in the first inning. Kind of reminds you of a young right-handed Dontrell Willis, the way he brings his knee up high and brings down as that one's a check swing foul. By Wright, who continues to battle here. Hayden Wright digs back in. Looking by Williams and the pitch. That one's fouled off as well. It remains 1-2. Wright and Williams locked in a battle right here. Wright getting some encouragement from the crowd as well as his teammates. Awaiting the 1-2 offering. Williams set and delivers. Breaking ball misses down away. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one's skipping in the dirt. Wright able to lay off of it. It's more difficult than it would sound, especially after fouling off so many, to be able to lay off a pitch down there as that one's lined into center field, but coming right up as a center fielder, Hirsch to make the play. And that's out number 2. Good battle there by Wright, but Williams coming up the winner in that battle. As with 2 outs, that'll bring up Quinn Cooper. Cooper today, 0-for-1, lined out back in the second. That one is chopped weakly to third. Scooping it up is Hammerstein. The throw on to first on a bounce. Beats Cooper to the bag, and the inning is over. So the Pirates set down an order for the second time in as many innings. They go 1-2-3 here, and we head to the top half of the 6th. Saints lead the Pirates 3-2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
pumping, thumping on the wheelwright. The mix in our drink's a little stronger than you think. So get a grip, take a sip of that feel right. Trucks jacked up, flat bills flip back. Yeah, you can find us where the party's at. This is how we roll. We hanging around, singing out everything on the radio. We light it up with our hands up. This is how we roll. This is how we do. We burning down the night, shooting bullets at the moon, baby. This is how we roll. Yeah, baby, this is how we roll. We rolling into town with nothing else to do. We take another lap around. Yeah, holla at your boy if you need a ride. If you roll with me, yeah, you know we rolling high up on them 37.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're here in the top of inning number 6 as Rick Hammerstein takes a strike. And there, it's no balls, 2 strikes. Or 1 ball, 1 strike, excuse me. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball down, it's quickly 1-2. Top of the 6th inning, so you know what that means, Pirates. Changes. We'll have those changes for you in just a second. Here's a pitch. Swung on and miss. Strike 3 as Barron sets down Blake Hammerstein to begin the inning. Taking over at shortstop is Jarrett Anton. The new extra hitter is Aaron Torres. Landon Marshall now behind the plate. Joshua Jones taking over in center field. Mario McKetty at first. Charlie Verone at second. And Justin Katz playing left field. As that pitch misses high to Fernando Rosales. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. And Rosales, and it's 1-1. Sticks on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a pitch, and that's grounded to the shortstop, Anton, as he skips off his glove and into left field. So, tough break there. The first chance by Anton, and it will go as an E6. First error of the game for the Pirates. You know, they say you come to the game, that first ball usually finds you. Of course, with virtually a brand new defense, you could have basically said that about anybody. Runner at first, 1 out. Pitch misses high to Cole Pilar. Actually, this is Arturo Oropeza Reyes. As Pilar was taken out. And looks like they got him picked off. As a run down to second. Chasing him back. And there's a tag, and he is out. As it looked like Rosales kind of bluffed going and then slipped on his way back to first. And he was dead to rights by Marshall. It goes a pickoff caught stealing. And there's 2 outs. His pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a strike there. Here's the set and the pitch. Call, strike, and the count runs full, 3-2. Reyes on his way to first base on that. The umpire said not so fast. 3-2 pitch. It's grounded up the middle. Up with it is the second baseman on to first. Great stretch by McKetty there, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits. 1 error in the inning, but nobody left on. And we will head to the bottom of inning number 6. The Saints still on top, 3-2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com. Patrick Pena. And welcome back, sports fans. Jeremy Hunter, Dave Sobera on the call here at Scalinos Field. We're in the bottom of inning number 6. Saints leading the Pirates 3-2. And we have a new pitcher. This is Patrick Pena taking over for Ryan Williams. We will face the new shortstop, Jared Anton. Anton takes inside from Pena. 1 ball, no strikes. Ryan Williams can't say enough about the job he did to keep his team in this ball game. 2 runs on 4 hits, no walks. That one is grounded up the middle. Up with it is the second baseman Aldridge. Throw on to first in time. 1 away here to lead off the 6th. Again, going back to Williams, 5 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits. And again, after that shaky first inning, you take that out of the equation. Williams was brilliant today in his 5 innings of work. And now he'll leave it up to his bullpen. As with 1 out here in the 6th, that'll bring up Aaron Torres. Torres shows bunt but pulls it back and takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Torres, Landon Marshall on deck. Here's a 1-0 offering. There's a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Sticks across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out to number 2. Breaking ball misses down low. Good eye by Torres, and it's 2-1. Defense still pretty much the same for the Saints out there. Setting the pitch. Grounded up the middle, but right there is Chase Aldridge. Played it perfectly. And he'll throw out Torres at first base. And back-to-back groundouts to second base to lead off the bottom of the 6th. As up to bat, this will be Landon Marshall, the new catcher. Marshall hitting in Vargas' spot. Vargas 1 for 2 with that RBI triple back in the first. Pirates had chances earlier in this game to break this tie earlier as Marshall takes down low, 1-0. You know, you look back at the second inning, they had a runner on second, nobody out, unable to cash in. As that one's fouled off to the right and out of play. Then the third, they had a runner on third base and nobody out, and they were unable to cash that in as well. And, you know, those missed opportunities, those will kill you. You know, ask the Bucks. As Marshall takes down low, 2-1. That's stat LOB, left on base. That can break the back of your team. That one is chopped to short. Up there's the shortstop Rouse. He'll fire on to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. As that is now 12 in a row set down by Saints pitchers. And we will go to the top half of the seventh inning. And our score remains the Saints 3, the Pirates 2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
Just look at me. I'm limited. And just look at you. You can do all I couldn't do. So now it's up to you. Both of us. Now it's up to you. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for
Welcome back here, sports fans. Jeremy Hunter and Dave Sobera on the call here in the seventh inning. Saints lead the Pirates 3-2. As this is Brett Schwartz taking over on the mound for Breon Barron. He misses down low to Tony Rosario. 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander Schwartz leans in, and that one is grounded straight up the middle for a base hit. So Rosario greets Brett Schwartz into the game with a base hit to center to lead off the seventh. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Lowell Shipper. Final line score for Breon Barron, not bad today. 3 runs on 6 hits. Did have the 3 walks, but a good day for Pirates right-hander. As Schwartz delivers a strike, 0-1.
You get the old quality start from Breon Barron. Anytime you can get a quality start, your team's usually going to be in a game.
Absolutely. You can't ask for much more out of that. And a swing on a miss, and definitely he has kept his team in this ball game. 7th inning, down a run. This has been a closely contested ball game throughout. Here's the set and the pitch. Pitch misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's funny considering the fire show these two teams put on yesterday. In the top of the first here, they scored 4 runs combined as that one's chopped foul off to the right and out of play. After that first inning, you kind of had a thinking that this was going to be another slugfest. And here we are in the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 ball game. After that first inning, just one run scored between these two teams. Set the 1-2 pitch. Misses high and away. Marshall bluffs a throw over to first. Rosario scampering back. Marshall already picked off one runner today. Back in the 6th inning, Fernando Rosales was picked off. Marshall not afraid to do it again here. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Yes, he did, says the umpire. Strike 3. And one away. Home plate umpire making the call himself, saying he went around. Shipper didn't necessarily agree. But, as always, he doesn't have the final say. As runner of first stays put, as Chase Aldridge steps up to the plate. Runner takes off as that pitch is skied in the air to center field. Jones is under it, and the runner didn't get to see the ball, but he'll make it back, scampering quickly. As there's now 2 away. So Saints trying once again with the hit and run. Runner first base Rosario didn't really read that ball. He slid into second base, not knowing the ball was up in the air, and he had to scamper as fast as he could back. And just made it back. Now 2 away, and here's the shortstop, Spencer Rouse. Rouse takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. Rouse 1 for 2 on the day, but has reached base all 3 times. Reached base on a fielder's choice, was hit by a pitch, and then doubled back in the 5th. Also scored 2 of the Saints' 3 runs. Here's the set and the pitch. There's a strike. The outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here. Runner Rosario leads from first. As Rosario starts dancing off first, and Short steps off the rubber. Saints a lot of movement on the base paths. Not necessarily taking off, but dancing around trying to get in the heads of these Pirate pitchers thus far. Really, thus far, only one legitimate stolen base attempt. As that one swung on and miss. Yeah, it's 1-2. Only one stolen base attempt for the Saints, and that one coming on a hit and run. So, doesn't even count as a stolen base. And just as I say that, the runner takes off for second. The throw down wide of the mark, and, well, wouldn't you know it, just like that, a stolen base for Tony Rosario.
But obviously, if you're the pitcher, you don't need to worry about him. You got 2 outs and 2 strikes on top of that, so just worry about the batter.
Exactly what I'm sure his dugout and his catcher is telling him right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Deuce is wild. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's popped up right there on the infield. So right on cue, McKetty underneath it. And just like that, the inning is over. So the base runner does not come around as the leadoff single goes for naught. And we have played 6.5 here. It's stretch time here at Scalinos Field. We get to the bottom of the 7th. The Saints lead the Pirates 3-2. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com. Welcome back, sports fans. Bottom of the 7th here. Jeremy Hunter along with Dave Sobera on the call here at Scalinos Field. The Pirates trail the Saints 3-2 here, as it'll be Jonathan DeMarte to lead it off for the Pirates here. DeMarte 0 for 2 today against Patrick Pena in his second inning of work. First pitch from Pena. Taken down low. 1 ball, no strikes. This is that pitch. The umpire tried to move his leg out of the way. It looked like he was getting ready to call strike, and he will call strike on that one, as that one's foul tipped into the mitt on a half-hearted check swing from DeMarte. 1 ball, 1 strike. Time call at the plate. As DeMarte digs back in. 1-1 offering. Inside, and it hits DeMarte. And the Pirates have a leadoff base runner. That's the first base runner for the Pirates since the 3rd inning. The leadoff single by Patron back in the 3rd. That was the last base runner for the Pirates, and that breaks a string of 12 in a row set down by the Saints. So, Pirates trying to band their way back into this ball game. As it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. This is Colin McKenzie batting in his brother Brennan McKenzie's spot. Here's the pitch. Brown bounces in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. McKenzie, many Pirates fans know, is for the most part a pitcher, but had requested this season he wanted to get some at-bats. He wanted to play the field a little bit, and he'll get to bat here. And just getting his hand back in there on the pickoff attempt is DeMarte.
Yeah, it looked like DeMarte was caught a little off guard in that last one. Just didn't get back to the bag quick enough. Well, obviously he got back quick enough because he's safe.
And that one's chopped to the shortstop Rouse, and it's off Rouse's glove, and that one kind of came up on Rouse a little bit, as it'll go as an E6.
What a tough play if you're the pitcher, Pena, or just the Saints in general. I mean, off the bat, you think you got a ground ball to the middle infielder, and you might be, having a double play here. And now you got 2 runners on and no outs.
Exactly. As a pitcher, McKenzie not necessarily known for his speed, but that ball, not sure what happened. It came up on Rouse a little bit and looked like it played him, hit him right in the hips. Regardless, 2 on and nobody out here for the Pirates, as they got something cooking with Joshua Jones up at the plate.
Definite sacrifice situation, I would think.
And no need for that, as Jones is hit by the pitch on the very first pitch, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out.
I was going to say, and Jones is a guy who can lay it down well too, but, if they're going to give you another base runner, you just take it.
So right there, best case scenario for the Pirates.
Well, yeah, because you look at it now, and, you just need 2 productive outs, and potentially you can take the lead without even getting a hit in this situation.
Absolutely. Up to bat now, Mario Macchetti. Macchetti taking over at second base for Glass. Glass 0 for 2 on the day. Taking over for Bryant's spot. He's at first base. That ball bounced in the dirt, but corralled nicely there by Warren. Yes, Macchetti take over for Bryant at first base. Bryant actually 1 for 2. And that hits the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Charlie Verone. Pirates a golden opportunity to tie this game or potentially take the lead. As that ball misses down the dirt, and it's 2-1. So you mentioned back to that 4th inning, Breon Barron walked the bases loaded here. Saints in similar trouble, as Thus far, Pena has hit 2 batters this inning and has now gone 3-1 to Mario Marchetti with the bases loaded.
Yeah, in his first inning, he's retired the side in an order.
So if you're Marchetti, you're sitting dead red, or you wonder if perhaps you even take a pitch here, even with a strike on you. And he will, and it's ball 4 in the dirt, and that'll walk in a run. And just like that, we are back to square one. We got a tie ball game, 3-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded walk for Mario Marchetti. As you wonder, how much did that error maybe affect Pena? As this is Charlie Verone stepping up to the batter's box, fouling it off to the right, not a play. No balls and a strike. Pirates now with the chance to take the lead here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Golden opportunity here.
I was going to say, get the ball down. Even if you end up turning, double play if you're the Saints, you take a lead if you're the Pirates.
And it looks like the Saints will play the middle infield back with the same thing. And there's a swing and a miss by Verone. 0-2. Of course, if you're the Saints and Patrick Pena, a strikeout would be huge. If you're the Pirates, wanting Verone to just put the ball in play somehow. Put it in play and see what happens. Pitch misses high and in.
Man, that was close to being a third hit batter in the inning.
Exactly. Verone just able to turn out of the way of that one. Of course, if you're the batter Verone, you'd gladly trade a bruise for an RBI and a base. Check swing. Did he go around? No, says the second base umpire. Verone just able to hold up right there. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Though they say count even with 2 strikes, if you're the batter, doesn't necessarily feel even to you. As a pitcher, of course, with a 2-2 count has a ball to waste. As a batter up there, you got to go up there protecting. So numerically even, but psychologically maybe not necessarily. As that pitch misses in, and it's now a full count, 3-2. So now it's a pressure pitch for Patrick Pena. Got the bases loaded, nobody out. 3-2 count, nowhere to put Charlie Verone. So the set, 3-2 pitch. Sky high fly ball in the short left field. Coming in as a left fielder. Bluff go by McKenzie there. Wise decision. And on the fly out by Verone, the runners stay put. And there's a big out, number 1. I'll bring up the right fielder, Hayden Wright. Right on the day, 0 for 2. Lined out to left, flew out to center.
If he gets a line out here, though, the way he did the first 2 times, it might score the go-ahead run.
That one skied foul off to the right, not a play. No balls and a strike.
Although you mentioned not maybe the speediest of runners at third, but obviously if you hit a fly ball in the outfield, more often than not, you're going to score on a sacrifice fly.
That one is skied off to the right, not a play as well. And it's quickly 0-2 to right.
You were also talking about the LOBs. That's an ugly stat that the Bucks, obviously, it haunted them against the Palm Springs Power on Thursday in that first game of the doubleheader. Pirates are hoping not to repeat that here.
And Wright 0-2 now with 1 out here. 0-2 pitch and swing on and missed. And there's a big strikeout there of Hayden Wright as the bases remain loaded with 2 down here. So if you're the Saints, a huge sigh of relief. As bases loaded, nobody out. You get a shallow fly ball and a strikeout there. And you're now an out away of walking out of this inning with limited damage. Standing in the way is Justin Katz, who takes the ball upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Katz taking over for Cooper back in the 6th. There's a ground ball wide to short. Up with it is the shortstop Rouse on to second, and that'll put the force out. And the Saints able to duck out with minimal damage as the Pirates strand the bases loaded. But they do scratch across a run. On no hits in the inning, 3 left, 1 error, and we will head to the 8th inning. Dave Sobera will be on the call, and the Saints and Pirates tied at 3. You're listening to Pirates Baseball on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
Little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his ball and bat. Says, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on his shoulder and he tosses up his ball. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down. Swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground. Now the little boy doesn't say a word. Picks up his ball. He is undeterred. Says I.
And welcome back as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Pirates and Saints tied at 3 apiece. Looked like the Pirates were potentially going to take a lead in the bottom of the 7th inning with the bases loaded and no outs. First pitch in there, strike 1. Nothing, and won the count to Conant, the DH for the Saints. Pirates did get 1 run across, but it was on a 5-pitch walk, and the bases were still loaded with no outs. Line drive, base hit left field, and so that'll be a leadoff base hit for the Saints in the top of the 8th inning. But the Pirates could not get that run across home plate with 3 different opportunities. And so it remains this 3-3 score here in the top of the 8th inning. And now you have the go-ahead runner on board, go-ahead run in the form of Conant.
That could be an inning that haunts the Pirates if they don't win this game.
Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. And the count is 1-0 to Trevor Thompson. Thompson on the day 2 for 3. Had the RBI double in the first. Also had a bunt base hit in the 5th inning. The 1-0 fouled out of play. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, top of the 8th inning. The runner at first base, Conant, who singled to left field to start off this top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Up and in, ball 2. And the count is 2-1 to Trevor Thompson. Thompson batting .263 on the season for the Saints. And the number 5 spot in the lineup. Schwartz comes set. Here's the 2-1, a swing and a miss for strike 2. And the count now 2-2. So Breon Barron tossed the first 6 innings. In those 6 innings, striking out 6 and allowing 3 runs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball left side, and that's going to shoot through the 5-6 hole for a base hit, the 2nd in a row here for the Saints in the top of the 8th inning. Brett Schwartz entered for Barron in the 7th. Schwartz actually on the first pitch that he threw. The Saints lined it for a base hit, but then after that retired the next 3. And now here in the top of the 8th inning, his 2nd inning of work. He's given up a couple of base hits in a row to start out this top of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Max Warren. Warren's 0 for 2. Did draw a walk in his plate appearance in the 4th inning. So Warren now, let's see if the catcher is asked to potentially lay down a sacrifice bunt here with no outs. And a
Infield
tied
playing
game.
for the bunt.
Foul back. And it's 0-1. Well, you looked at McKetty, the first baseman, kind of playing on the infield grass. DeMarte, the third baseman, also on the infield grass. He actually took a little bit longer to kind of make his way there, where McKetty was kind of just posted. Ooh, just off the plate outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count here to Max Warren out of Kenyon College, hitting .327 on the season for the Saints. So maybe that's the reason why you're not going to try to lay one down here with him. Here's the pitch from Swartz. Fastball upstairs for a ball. So Brett Swartz, he has his work cut out for him here with 2 on and no outs in the top of the 8th of a tied ball game. Here's the 2-1 offering. Hideaway, ball 3, and the count is 3-1. So a hitter's pitch to come here to Max Warren. Warren with 2 runners on board. Conant's at second, and Thompson at first. The 3-1 just in there for strike 2. Fastball just on the lower edge of the zone. And the count is full. Payoff pitch to come here to the hitter, Max Warren. Swartz delivering. The full count. Lined into shallow center field. Joshua Jones has the one-handed grab for the first out here in the top of the 8th inning. So Joshua Jones hustling in and making the play. And that's the first out for the Pirates. And a big one at that, because now, as you know, with 1 out, you do have that chance, that potential to kind of try to turn 2 and get out of the inning unscathed. But obviously, as the pitcher, Brett Swartz, you got to take it one hitter at a time, the old adage, and up comes Blake Hammerstein. Swartz comes set and now steps off the mound. Hammerstein 0 for 2. Did draw a walk, though, in his other plate appearance. So he has reached 1 out of 3 times. Swartz comes set. Here's the first pitch. A fastball low and away for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. It's the 4th meeting between these two teams. The Pirates have won the previous 3. Saints trying to get one back here today, as the go-ahead runner is in scoring position in the form of Conant. Fastball lined over the head of the second baseman, Verone, but Conant had to wait a long time, so he is going to just be at third. So station to station they go, and the bases are loaded for the Saints after the single by Hammerstein.
Well, similar situation. Bases loaded, 1 out here. And some see if the Saints can do what the Pirates could not, and that's cash in. Bases loaded and less than 2 outs.
This is Rosales, 0 for 2 on the day. Like we said, situationally, you don't even necessarily need to get a hit. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. If you can just hit a deep fly ball to the outfield, you will give your team the lead. And like we were talking about in the previous half inning, Pirates had 2 opportunities to do that. The 0-1 in there for strike 2, 0-2 the count. A confident-looking breaking pitch from the right hand of Brett Swartz from Arizona Christian. Junior to be. He comes set. Here's the 0-2. Fastball up and away for ball 1. That's one of those pitches that we talk about, kind of those purpose pitches, pitches where you throw a high heater out of the zone and try to just see if the hitter might go after it. This one, though, as well upstairs, and it's now 2-2 as Brett Swartz working pretty quickly right now with the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-2. Fastball grounded right at the second baseman of Verone. Verone to Anton. Anton to first, and it's a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. What a play there by Verone, turning it. And actually at the end as well, McKetty making the dig pretty much in the splits. And the Pirates keep it at a 3-3 game as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
I'm the greatest there has ever been. And he grits his teeth tries it again. The ball goes up, the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground. He makes no excuses, he shows no fear. He just closes his eyes and listens to the cheers. Little boy, he adjusts his hat, picks up his ball, stares at his bat, says, I am the greatest, the game is on the line, and he gives his all one last time. And the ball goes up, the moon so bright, swings his bat with all his might, and the world's as still can be.
And welcome back as we head to the home half of the eighth inning. Dave Silveira alongside Jeremy Hunter on the call here for this conference matchup pitting the Pirates and the Arroyo Seco Saints. In the bottom of the eighth, the score is tied 3 apiece, but this is probably about as good of a spot in the lineup that you could start with if you're the Pirates. We're at the top of the order, although it is a pretty, completely brand new top of the order than the original one from Jensen, but still top of the lineup. Anton showing bunt, lets it go for strike one. 0-1 the count. Well, as you know, for the Pirates, pretty much almost everybody was taken out of the game other than DeMarte and Wright, as this one's fouled out of play over the third base dugout for strike two. And the count is 0-2 to Anton, who came in the sixth inning and grounded it out to the second baseman. So he's 0 for 1 on the day, and one of the better OC Bucks last season. In fact, you could argue the best, as he lines this one foul, and it remains 0-2. At least statistically, had the best batting average at a .396 clip last year for the OC Bucks, as Anton once again going to have to protect the plate with a no balls, 2-strike count. Here it comes, and it misses low for ball one. And the count is 1-2 to Jared Anton. Anton at Irvine Valley College. Out of the windup, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, down he goes. That'll be the first out here in the bottom of the eighth inning.
Like a breaking ball inside, tied him up right there.
Yeah, you're right. Kind of jammed him on the inside as up comes Aaron Torres. Torres is 0 for 1. He also entered in the sixth inning, and he also actually grounded out to the second baseman, just like Jarrett Anton, the previous hitter, in his first plate appearance. Torres at a Midland University, senior to be next season. First pitch to him. Fastball away. Ooh, called a strike. And the count is 0-1 to Aaron Torres. So Torres at the plate, then Landon Marshall on deck, and Jonathan DeMarte in the hole for the Pirates. 0-1 pitch. Misses low for ball one, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom of 8. Pirates and Saints tied at 3 apiece. We had mentioned and talked about it throughout this game. These teams played in a 13-9 slugfest last night that the Pirates won. Here's the 1-1, low, ball 2, 2-1 the count. And after that first inning, we thought we were in store for the same thing, as 4 runs were scored, 2 by each team. But the starting pitchers really stepped it up after that, both Breon Barron and Ryan Williams. And each team scraping across one more later in the game. As it's a little flare to shallow right field. Will it be a bloop base hit? No! A diving play made by the right fielder for the Saints, as Torres can only shake his head in disgust. And that'll be the second out.
Shipper looked like he got a late jump on that ball. He watched it for a little bit and then came charging in and had to lay out to keep that ball in his glove.
So Lowell Shipper, full extension, laying out for it. Mentioned maybe he misjudged a little bit, but obviously ended up making up for it with the sparkling play out in shallow right field. Here's Landon Marshall for the second time today. Takes low and away, ball 1. 1-0 count. Marshall's 0 for 1 and grounded out to the shortstop in the 6th inning. Marshall at the plate, DeMarte on deck. The 1-0 just catches the outside corner for strike one, and the count is 1-1. Landon Marshall, of course, his brother Nick played on the Pirates last season. Here's the 1-1. Misses low for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Landon Marshall batting over 300 this season with the Pirates and playing in the SBL All-Star game. Number of Pirates actually were in that game. Fastball, strike 2. 2-2 the count. In fact, actually, Landon Marshall, as well as Charlie Verone, who's in the lineup today, and Breon Barron, who started the game. Those are some of the all-stars for the Pirates, as this pitch misses low for ball 3, and the count is now full. So a payoff pitch to come to Landon Marshall, as the Pirates are looking for a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 8th inning of a 3-3 ball game. Out of the windup, here's the pitch from Pena. It's grounded to the right side over at the first baseman, who slides on his knees and makes the grab and then steps on the bag for the 3 unassisted putout. And the side retired in order. In the bottom of the 8th inning, score remains 3-3. We'll head to the top of the 9th on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
The game's on the line, my number gets a call. I bust out from the bullpen, they give me the ball. Runners crowd the corners, Mr. Clutch stands to bat. Pressure's a ton, only up by 1, but I can handle that. I stare down the batter as he digs in with the spikes. It don't matter what you do, you're going down on strikes. So I get my sign, check the runners, take my stretch. First pitch is a freight train, impossible to catch. 'Cause I am the closer, nasty with stuff. They count on me to shut the door when the going gets tough. 'Cause I am the closer, the one who throws the heat. They count on me to shut the door, 'cause I am the closer. I am the closer. Strike one calls the umpire. Bleak. My time, sluggers and trouble. Here's the 0-1. It's swing and a miss for strike 2, and I bring the energy.
And welcome back as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Reyes to the plate for the Saints in the lineup. 9, 10, and a 1 due up for Secco as we get nearer to the 9th inning. Or we actually are in the 9th inning in the 3-3 game. Here's a pitch from Swartz, upstairs ball 1. 1-0 the count. Something to think about, and something that we talked about at the beginning of this game was all the games coming up for the Pirates, including a doubleheader tomorrow. And really the last thing you want is a 10th inning, extra innings in this game. But Schwartz here hits the first batter he sees in the 9th inning. And so the Saints now have the go-ahead runner on board. This is Tony Rosario. Tony Rosario entering in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2, also stole a base. He is scoring around very early as the Saints trying to sacrifice potentially. And he will lay it down, but is it foul? Yes, it is foul. Jonathan DeMarte had to kind of olay out of the way of it as he ran in to potentially, obviously, be able to make the play and wasn't sure if, he was going to clip it in fair territory. So kind of like we said, olayed it and let it go foul for the first strike here to Tony Rosario, who once again squares around. Here's the 0-1 from Swartz. And this one is once again bounced foul, and it's 0-2. So if you're the Saints, do you try to still lay it down? Because like we said, it's a 3-3 game. It's the 9th inning. And even though obviously if you foul it, you're out. The theory just being that you want to get the runner in scoring position and you want to give the next two guys an opportunity. But they're not going to do that. Ooh, not sure where that missed. Fastball, and it's 1-2. Good location, though, from pitcher Brett Schwartz. As now they're going to square around again. So they weren't squaring around on that previous one, and now it looks like they're going to do it. And he fouled it, and that's an out. So that will actually be recorded as a strikeout. Fouled, and then I believe it hit Marshall kind of in the thigh area. So Landon walking it off here as that's the first out.
I thought initially they might be just showing the bunt, and then he might pull it back, but he went through with it.
You know who we actually saw do that? The Sentinels, the other Arroyo Seco team. We saw do that a couple of times against the Bucks. And actually it worked out for them. They were trailing late in the game. I think it was 5-3. And they did a slash hit. And not sure if they tied it up on that one or made it 5-4 on that play. But they ended up tying it up in a game that the Bucks wound up winning in 10. Fastball low and away. Ball 1. 1-0 the count to Lowell Shipper, the leadoff hitter. He was 2 for 4, but the last two striking out. And each time you talking about how he didn't like the call, really. As one of them, he was called out. Called strike here. That was in the 5th inning. And then in the 7th inning, the umpire said that he went. And obviously you were on the play-by-play at that point and also saying there as well that he wasn't too happy with the call as he thought he had held up.
Funny thing about that umpire, he doesn't care if you're happy or not about it.
Line fell, and it's 1-2. That's the funny thing about any umpire, I guess you'd say. They're not out to please the hitter or the pitcher. They're out to do a job, and it's a tough job, for sure. Meanwhile, Schwartz heading the count 1-2 against Lowell Shipper. Shipper making that amazing diving grab in the previous half inning. 1-2 low and away. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Robbing the Pirates of a base hit. It was Aaron Torres. Kind of hit the little blooper to shallow right field. And Shipper making that full extension diving play. Here's the 2-2. Ooh, upstairs the runner goes. Marshall down the second. Oh, and Verone couldn't handle it. Otherwise, it looked like if Verone caught it, they may have been able to apply the tag. Runner leaving very late, actually, too. And it's kind of an awkward play, just in the sense, like we said, the runner leaving a little bit late. But luckily for the Saints, the pitch was a slow off-speed pitch that really Schwartz lost the handle of.
You wonder if he missaw it or if it was a broken play.
Here's the 2-2. Actually, it was the 3-2. Ball 4. And so that'll be a walk. So 2 men on now with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. And Chase Aldridge to the plate. Aldridge is 1 for 4, singled and scored the first run of the game for the Saints. Well, maybe not necessarily the worst thing for the Pirates to lose that previous hitter via walk, only because now you have a force out to any of the bases and also obviously the ability to try to turn 2, just as you did in the previous inning, and to get out of the inning. First pitch, low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So Schwartz, for the second straight inning, working himself into a little bit of danger with 2 runners on and a 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning of a 3-3 ballgame. Each team scoring twice in the first inning. Fastball high and away for a ball. Saints taking a 3-2 lead in the 5th. And the Pirates answering back in the bottom of the 7th with 1 of their own. And so that's where the score is, 3-3. Pirates trying to keep it that, while the Saints, obviously, they now have the go-ahead run at second base. Here's the 2-0. Fastball inside, ball 3. And it's now 3-0. Well, we said maybe it wasn't the worst thing to lose the previous hitter, but we weren't talking about this one, especially considering after you walk Chase, you get to the heart of the order for the Saints. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Bases loaded here for the Arroyo Seco Saints. J.J. Franklin, the pitching coach, will come out to the mound for a visit, as it looks like he's just going to try to do whatever he can here to settle down Brett and to basically say, oh no, he's going to take the ball. That's it. So Swartz is out here, and they will bring in a reliever when we return on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
Deliver this fastball so cooking. All that poor batter can do is strike out looking. Fans go wild and crazy. The game was a must. One more win for our team. Now it's the World Series of bust. 'Cause I am the closer, nasty big stuff. They count on me to shut the door when no one gets stuff. 'Cause I am the closer, the one who throws the heat. They count on me to shut the door. 'Cause I am the closer. I am the closer. The game is on the line. My number gets the call. I bust out from the bullpen. They give me the ball. Runners crack. Pressure's eternally up by one, but I can handle that.
Well, certainly not an easy situation to inherit if you're a reliever with the bases loaded and one out here in the top of the ninth inning. And that is the situation that Josh Walker is set to face off against. Josh Walker, one of the more recent adds. I mean, he's been with the team for over a week by now, a week or two, but still one of the the acquisitions at the All-Star break for the Pirates, as they got a couple of different new arms at the All-Star break. Josh Walker headed to Butler University, kind of coming to this team because, well, Charlie Verone, obviously, headed to Butler. He is playing second base right now, so of course those guys buddies, and so that's where we, ended up getting Josh Walker from. So Walker on the mound, quite the situation he inherits, with the bases loaded and one out in a tied ball game, top of the ninth inning. And meanwhile, to the plate, you have the number 3 hitter in the lineup. So the heart of the lineup is who he's going to face. First pitch, fastball low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Spencer Rouse, he's reached 3 times today and scored twice for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Walker, the 1-0. Way upstairs, ball 2, 2-0 the count. So now a hitter's pitch to come to the hitter, Rouse. Rouse, talk about sitting dead red on fastball, but probably they might have the take on. Let's see, although obviously number 3 hitter for a reason. Here's the 2-0. Line drive, base hit, right field. Yes, that is why he's the 3 hitter, and it's 4-3 Saints. So an RBI single by Spencer Rouse, and the Saints take the lead.
Yeah, nice play there by Mario Michetti to cut that ball off.
Yeah, you're right. Looked like the throw from the right fielder, Hayden Wright, was maybe off line, and had Michetti not cut it off, might have gotten past the catcher Marshall, or maybe not even towards Marshall. Breaking pitch, ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Jeremy Conant. So Conant at the plate, still bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the ninth inning. 1 run in, the go-ahead run for the Saints. This one's fouled back, and it's a 1-1.
If you're a Pirate, this is not the guy you want up there with the bases loaded. He's already driven in 2 of their 4 runs today.
No, like we said, when the previous hitter came to the plate, here's the pitch, foul back, 1-2 the count. This was just not the part of the order in general that you wanted to face, as the heart of the order came to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Rouse, the number 3 hitter, promptly lining one into right field for a base hit, And now here is Conant. But Conant behind the count, 1-2 to Josh Walker. Walker entering for Brett Swartz here in the 9th inning. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball, foul territory. Jonathan DeMarte is there, and that'll be the second out here. Conant slamming his bat in disgust. And so the Pirates now, with 2 outs, kind of still need to try to get out of this inning with just that 1 run to keep this game at bay and to keep it, obviously, to be a chance in the bottom of the 9th inning to win it in walk-off fashion. First pitch, fastball, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Trevor Thompson. Thompson, another guy you don't want to see up at the plate, 3 for 4 on the day with an RBI. So the heart of the order has been doing all the damage for the Saints. Fastball up, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Landon Marshall was actually contemplating making a throwdown to McKetty at first. And in doing so, making the transfer from glove to hand, kind of lost it for a second. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Nice looking pitch at that. And so Walker now once again ahead against another hitter after giving up the RBI single to Rouse. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll do it for the top of the 9th inning. But the damage was done. 1 run comes home to score on an RBI single by Rouse. And as we head to the bottom of the 9th, the new score, the Saints 4 and the Pirates 3. You're watching on InlandValleyBaseball.com.
Small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, the smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night, it goes on.
To the bottom of 9 we go. Dave Soberai alongside Jeremy Hunter. The Pirates trailing by a score of 4-3. Pirates have fallen behind throughout the game, really. And each and every time they've answered, Pirates have 3 outs to work with here to try to once again answer back and potentially tie it up and maybe even take the lead. And obviously if they were to do that, the game would be over. But the Pirates did not have the lead 1 point today. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and away. Of course, even though I say that, it's been tied for most of the way as Pirates fell behind 2-0 in the first inning and tied it in the same inning. Here's the 1-0. Fouled out of play down the first base line, and the count is 1-1 to Jonathan DeMarte. DeMarte working against Pena. Pena entered in the 6th inning, so into his 4th inning of relief here for the Saints. Here's the 1-1. Lined right at the shortstop, but a leaping grab made for the first out. DeMarte couldn't believe it. Marte thought he definitely had a base hit to left field. So DeMarte have to live with that, and now the Pirates are down to their final 2 outs as Colin McKenzie steps up to the plate.
Hang with him right there. Ball a frozen lope and a leaping catch at it, as it was by Spencer Rouse.
Kenzie's 0 for 1, actually did reach on an error, though. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 0-1 the count So Conlon McKenzie at the plate and Joshua Jones on deck. Should anybody reach base, it would be Mario Macchetti. The 0-1, outside ball one, and the count is 1-1 to Conlon McKenzie, third-year member of the Inland Valley Pirates out of Midland University. Be a senior there next season. The 1-1, line to left field, and that will not get down. Two-handed grab made by the left fielder for the second out. 2 up and 2 down for the Pirates in the bottom of the ninth inning. And up comes Jones.
2 balls hit fairly hard, but fortunately right at guys.
Yeah, you're right. The last 2. 1 hit at the left fielder and 1 hit to the shortstop. So Jones is going to try to start a 2-out rally here. First pitch swing. 2-hopper to the third baseman, and that will do it. 5-3. Side retired in order, and the game is ended. So the Saints, for the first time this season, taste victory against the Pirates, as this was the 4th time these two teams have met. And like we said, the first time the Saints prevail, this time by a score of 4-3. They get the 1 run in the ninth inning on the big RBI single by Spencer Rouse. And that'll do it here for this game. As for the Pirates, a little bit of a tough defeat. Anytime, obviously, you fall in the ninth inning, it's always tough. But they're going to have to rebound tomorrow because they got 2 games tomorrow against the Signal Hill Oilers. And like we said, this was a team that before today, the Pirates really had their number. Well, the Signal Hill Oilers have had the Pirates' number, beating the Pirates all 3 times. So maybe that's, I guess, maybe a good omen of things to come for tomorrow, just in the sense that Pirates obviously are going to want to get off the schneid, not just in general after today, but especially against the Oilers.
Absolutely. And, you know, there's a lot of good you can take from this game. Really like the way Breon Barron pitched today, keeping his team in the game, 6 strong innings. Brett Schwartz as well came in, did a good job. And you mentioned, you know, the Pirates are going to go through a stretch where we're looking at, 11 games in 7 days? Something close to that?
Yeah, it was like 11 games in 9 days, so starting yesterday. Yeah. So tons of games and all conference games, so it's tough, especially when you lose one in the ninth inning, because you know that, any game you don't want to lose in the ninth inning, obviously, but you know it's a win that potentially you might end up needing towards the end. But the good news is, like we just said, all those games that are still to come, so obviously you have an opportunity to more than make up for it. Like we said, lots of games left, 1 against this team, as well as 2 tomorrow against the Oilers, a couple against the Cardinals, 4 against the OC Surf. They've only played the Surf once this season. So a bunch of conference matchups to come over the next, now it's 8 days for the Inland Valley Pirates.
And good news for them, again, with Barron going 6 innings today, Schwartz going 2 1/3, I believe. You know, saves a lot of your arms, too, and which is something the Pirates are going to need right now. They're going to need some pitching going deep into games coming over this stretch. They're going to need guys to step up and really give them some innings, both on the mound and out of the pen. So hopefully guys are able to go deep in the games and Pirates can maybe salvage a couple games out of this really long stretch they got.
Well, that's a wrap for today. Final score, Pirates fall 4-3 to the Saints. Stick around with us tomorrow, or maybe check us out tomorrow at the same time, 1 o'clock, for the first game of a doubleheader between the Pirates and the Signal Hill Oilers. We will also have the second game immediately after it as well. So a 1-4 doubleheader tomorrow, Pirates and Oilers. Then we'll have Monday off and get back to it. Do the Pirates after that doubleheader on Tuesday. And like we said, lots of games to come. So we'll see you next time, which will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow here at Cal Poly Pomona.